Where the keys at? Boys are back in the building. My name is Ashwell, obviously, and to my left,
your boy Lee. You know me.
Your boy Tezza T.
Yeah, Elijah in the house. What's up?
Yeah, so today we want to start the pod off with talk about the 75th anniversary of the Windrush.
And that's where we start wrong, because it's the 76th anniversary Windrush. Ashwell Chuck.
So the 76th? I thought that was the 75th.
Yeah, man, 76 years.
Okay, so
Ashwell's from
let me start that
Jamaica
again.
as well, you should know that.
Let me start this again.
That you're faking, man. You know
These guys are fraggle, you know.
more British than me, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Mitch. He's the original
More
Mitch right
British.
there, you know. That's what I'm saying about more British than you.
lads, calm down.
I'm
Man.
saying.
He's dressed up swinging.
Yeah, pull out the two elastic band I got in there and flick him in his face.
Does 76 years mean anything to us, do you think, Windrush?
It's just a reminder of the struggle that our grandparents went through, man. When they first came here, you got to think that what they did to survive here,
Yeah.
all the abuse they get, the weather,
Yeah.
you know, coming from that heat to then and then they pile them up in 3 or 4 family in one house, no
Yeah.
heating. Do you know what I mean? Those are all things that they went through, but they survived.
Do you know how long the ship took to get here from Jamaica?
Weeks, wasn't it?
Over a month, innit?
14 days.
Yeah, I remember like some people saying to me when they first came over, they like saw white people and they thought they were ghosts because obviously, literally, like they were scared, like because obviously back home in your villages and that there was not many white people there back
I
then.
must know who the Queen was, though.
That's the
I
truth.
don't know. It depends if you had a TV. Back them times, did you have a TV? Did you have social media? Was you interacting with that? You probably wasn't. Like way back then when I first started. They just sold you a dream and you kind of just got on that boat, innit? And that's what it was. And I guess they probably knew from the currency, but did they really know? Or was it just a picture?
Well, you ain't seen it, yeah.
You ain't seen it, like, so it's just, oh yeah, look who's that on there. I just remember little things like my granddad's friends come around and exchanging like fruits and veg and that from the allotment, because they all had allotments because they were used to doing stuff back home, so they had allotments and then come from cranes and stuff like that, and then they go work on the farm.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? And things like that, I'm thinking, boy, man, like, these people actually, like, they grafted, man.
They did.
They grafted. They built up this country, but they also grafted, like...
Do you think that they're proud of us?
I think my grandparents would say they're proud of me.
Yeah, my grandparents have told
But
me.
your
they're proud
grandparents
of us.
didn't come here in the Windrush, though, did they?
My grandparents did.
They did?
Yeah,
Oh, tell
both.
me, I didn't even know.
Yeah, they both travelled in Windrush times. They came over. Again, they settled here. I can't remember what family. My grandma did say the family she was piled in a house with. And then they actually worked together to get themselves a place for themselves. And then obviously the kids came one after the other.
Same for them, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, so they had the same journey as any of us that had Windrush. You know what I mean? Every weekend, you know, they're out there partying, they're drinking their rum. Do you know what I mean? They have their fun. They had their fun, you know, like as Jamaicans or Caribbean people do. You know, they have.
So my granddad came just after the Windrush. So my granddad came over in 61, I think. My granddad came over, but like his brothers and that are already over here, so they came before, and then they went up north. So they were all up Birmingham, Bristol, Leeds. That's where everyone went, wasn't it? Really, up them sides, and they worked their way back down south, didn't they? So my granddad came in 61.
They came in Leeds, yeah.
Yeah, so they all came from up north and then they worked their way back down. Obviously, most of my family are in Birmingham, so they all live up there still. But my granddad's brothers and they all went Birmingham, so they came over before my granddad. So they came in during the Windrush period, and then my granddad came just after.
Yeah.
I think what they wanted from us is to not go down a path of crime. They want to see that, make sure that you have got a family. If you have a family, you're looking after your family, doing the right things. These are things that they want you to accomplish. They don't necessarily want you to. They want you to excel, but for them, it's like it's always with your grandparents. It's always family, isn't it? Yeah. Make sure you look after your family.
Make sure you're looking after your kids.
Something like that. Make sure your kids are okay. Make sure you grow them right. Make sure they know the culture, and these are things that they try and install in you to be positive role models, I guess.
And I think the foundations of what they did, the working hard, I think they put all those things in for us to learn from. So you, as you're growing up, you saw them get up early hours. You saw them biking. You saw them doing something. You saw them
Busting everywhere.
yeah, you saw them like even the gifts, like I said, you know, people coming around eating, sharing. You know, I remember what my granddad used to get me on a bike. And they cook food, yeah, and they go take this bowl of food to Miss Priscilla's.
Yeah,
I'm on a bike.
yeah. And a hot ass food, bro. Yeah, bun up.
Hot food and the Pyrex bowl and that.
Yeah.
And knock on the door. Oh, this is from granddad, and like things like that. So like all those little morals, like giving, sharing, looking after, like, you know, going up to collecting medication from the.
So would they be proud because we don't do that no more?
Nah, but I think we do.
No, we don't.
I think
we don't do it as
No, we
often as we do, but we
I don't think
go
do it
to
as
each other
often.
and
Yeah, I
we
don't
have
think we do it
little.
as often as they was doing it, but we still look after each other.
Yeah, but then we don't necessarily, in some aspect, we don't necessarily do, like, let's say we have a gathering on a Saturday. Everyone know in our back in the day in our culture it was soup day. So we don't necessarily go, yeah, you're gonna come around, we're gonna cook up some soup and that we have like a barbecue. You know what I mean? The culture has changed, but we do you know what I mean?
I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I do.
But not to that level though.
I think I do it more to that level.
Really? Well, you have soup on a Saturday still?
Nah,
he's talking about like
but I have soup.
gathering.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like I'll go and see Mr. Hammer every Friday at the pub and do like his shopping. Any shopping he needs to do. I'll go and see Bev 2 or 3 times a week. I'll see Mr. Tappin. Like I'll go to all my granddad's friends and I'll go around there on a regular basis and make sure I interact with the older generations. Even sitting there with them and just hearing some of the stories and that. Like
they're funny.
I'd like to do it more, but I'd like to do it more for our generation. That's where we lack, I think.
Yeah,
that's
I think
where we lack.
I think that's something that we need to work
need to
on.
do amongst ourselves.
Cause we don't necessarily do it, and then sometimes you just be called. I'd call Eli, go, what's up, and be like, just call in, just checking in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But we don't do it regularly enough to
it's true,
to just have that conversation.
Yeah, there needs to be more, because the thing is that if we don't continue that cycle, our children won't continue that cycle.
Yeah,
then it just gets lost. Like I still think about it a lot, man. Like when we pass away and you get buried, how is it going to be?
I see how you are with your kids as well. I like the fact that you actually show them their roots, their culture, even playing dominoes with them. So your son, one of your younger one, he's quite bad at bad at dominoes, bruv.
100 have to
sick at dominoes.
Yeah, I have to. The thing you have to, because you lose that.
Things like that, little things like that. That's essential in especially in West Indian culture. Like, you know, a good thing we still play it. Eli, you don't know how to play it yet, do you?
my boy, into this day, my boy doesn't even listen to up-to-date music. They listen to no grime, none of that. He listens to reggae all the time. Like, and it's because I take him around big people, I take him around Bevs, I take him around like my dad and older people that to see that culture, because I don't that lost. Because if you look at the younger generation now, listen to all this grime, listen to drill, listen to all that sort of music and stuff, they don't ever go out with their parents, they don't ever go and see their grandparents, they don't, none of that stuff.
And if they are, like, it's this.
Just imagine when the funeral happens, there can be no one singing in the church,
Let's
there's
be
gonna be
real.
no one burying, no one filling up the grave, no one singing songs, pouring and drinking, all the old traditional things that we had. That is going to die.
That is definitely.
That is going to die. It's gonna. It'll probably be. There probably won't be a funeral, man. There'll probably just be the body there. And everybody watching it online. No one even attending.
Yeah, literally.
Every
In
no one
the
there.
yard.
No one in the yard, man.
Yeah,
man. Watch it
online.
And it's not a family member. It's like some robot buried in the corner. You know what I mean? And you're gonna lose that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you think about it now. You go there. People got speaker playing reggae music at the side of the grave, singing like. Do you know what I mean?
Hymns
and that, like all that kind of stuff. I think you'll just lose it. Do you know? And then you have to wake. 9 nights, all that sort of stuff. When we go, is there gonna be 9 nights of that? Is there gonna be all that sort of stuff?
The only reason the culture is going to be lost, I would say, is because a lot of mums are raising kids away from the culture on their own. They've got the kids, and they're no longer part of that culture. They don't see grandma, granddad, cousins. So the mum don't know the culture, so they're repping what they think is the culture is the hip hop videos on the TVs. I see people posting on their kids online, but they're looking to that part of the culture like that's what they think is cool. These kids are losing the real essence of what it is to be us and immigrants from these Caribbean islands. So I think that's the main reason we're going to lose it. I don't think necessarily because we're doing things different to our grandparents, because our grandparents come here and they were struggling, innit? So they had to do certain things. They didn't do things necessarily because I am not a kind person. I don't think I'm a giving person like you, I'm not. I'm tight. You don't know that, yeah?
Boy, he ain't lying.
He ain't lying.
Shit.
But if I came here in the 50s, 60s, I'd have to be sharing because that's what we had to do to survive. We all had to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you cook and
Everyone
you
has to
share.
survive.
That food spread. Like you think that
Bread.
pot, that one little pot, you think, boy, I ain't gonna get nothing out of that. But
Yeah.
you might get one piece of meat and some.
And the worst thing is somebody else will come in
Yeah.
as well, you know. You're thinking,
Ah, but split it
and they
another
give
man.
piece as well.
Yeah.
But you
And
still
that
do
food
grumble.
stretch. That food
But
always
it
stretch.
did
It's just,
stretch, it
yeah,
did
it's
stretch.
mad how.
And I
we
just
did
think,
that.
I do feel like, you know, the blessings of the Windrush and the blessings of us, our families that being from the Caribbean and stuff, and the struggle and how they grew is nice, man. I just think you have to take your kids back to see the heritage, and you have to go and see the heritage yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
To understand, because we're blinded, aren't we? We've all lived this life in this country and not really seen how the real world is unless you've travelled. But when you get I remember when I first went back home, my granddad cried when I came back. He cried, man. He was like obviously I'm the first grandchild. He was just like, I'm so glad you went back, man. Like, so you see what came from. That's all I ever wanted. That's all I wanted is like you to see what's going on. And like, it was deep, man. And the thing is, I look back and I thought, when I went there, it weren't nothing like England. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I thought to myself, why did you come to England for?
Yeah.
I thought, why did you come to England for? Like, because I never
right.
would have came to England.
Nope.
Like, and there's no disrespect to England, but everything was just so natural
It's
and so
peaceful and
peaceful,
calm over
and
there.
it was so
Blissful, man.
it was so connected. Like everyone knew everyone looked after everyone. The weather was good, the food was good. It was all natural resources. It was just like
too many promises. That's
hold
what
on,
it was.
Where's your family from, Lee?
Barbados, man.
Barbados.
So
Peaceful.
would you
Yeah,
would you rather they didn't come here
Yeah, 100%.
and you grew up there?
Yeah, 100%.
I remember when I had to come here. I did.
When I was younger, when I went there when I
was
was younger, obviously I saw the struggle because 6 man in a bed. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Top and tail, top and tail, top and tail, top and tail.
Jesus
Poor boy.
Christ.
Listen, bro.
And that's hot as well, boys.
Damn right it was hot.
Jesus
But
Christ.
I saw what it was like, and I was like, do you know what? When I have my kids, I'm taking them back, and I took them back, and I showed
to
them.
see
I said,
that.
listen, you kids got it nice in England, but living here, you see how they grow up, all their fruit, grow up their veg.
yep.
I said, this is how you meant to live, man.
Our grandparents didn't come here. They weren't stupid. They came here for a reason.
They made money. They came here.
Yeah,
They
they
came
came.
in
They
life.
came in
They
for a
came
better
in
way
with
of
a
life.
promise,
That's
man.
what they did. Yeah.
They came here for the promise of money.
Yeah, for better life. That's what they
Better
came
life,
here for.
better life. Money is financially it was supposed to be better, but really was it?
That's
Is
what
it?
that's what I think. To
Is it
myself.
really
I think,
financially better?
which, if you had the chance, would you have stayed? Is I think seeing what this country turned into now, they would have.
Yeah.
I think
They
what
would
it
have.
is,
especially the way we're unappreciated.
And the way that we're treated.
Yeah.
poverty
Yeah,
breeds
yeah.
you different in it. So when you grow up in poverty, you're breed different. So every you know how to survive with little small
And you
means.
appreciate the things,
and you
innit?
appreciate every little thing you get. So when you receive something, you're like, right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm so blessed that this person's took the time out to think about getting me something. So it was always that way for me anyway. You
But
know
also for them when they came over, short term it's probably wicked. Right? Short term,
Yeah,
they got
course.
finances. Oh, I got a
Yeah,
job,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they're seeing that physical money, isn't they?
It's
Because
the
back
weather.
home we never had that. And then actually,
They used to run. What they used to do is run partners, didn't they? So when
Yeah.
it's got like all the family, the Caribbean family, what they do is just run partner.
Yeah.
And every month someone draw that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that money there is a massive chunk that they can
Yeah.
do so much in the house, and then they do the same. Then another person doing it.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? So that was a part.
Someone
Partner still
retief
runs
that
now.
Someone retief that now, man.
Nah,
yeah, they would.
some cases, in some
Nowadays,
cases, they
they
do.
would in
Now
Jamaica.
they would.
they were in Jamaica.
Yeah,
They're ruthless there.
We're
bro.
not focused all on the same. There was like a monolithic focus. Everyone
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
one
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Now we all want so many different things.
Different
things.
So
Yeah,
people
yeah.
go teeth that now.
But,
That's a shame.
but I think the difference is the younger but that's the younger generation. I don't think the older generation would do that. The younger generation would do that because all they see is glitz and glam.
They want
So
that
they
stuff.
they want the Clarks, they want the nice car, they want the bling, they want this, and it's rather than go out and graft like the
Yep.
generation before them did, they just take it.
Maybe that's it. Maybe the focus is it. Like we've got the wrong focus. Our focus ain't to survive and get a house. But I tell you what, when we're good at getting money together, you lot know. That's why if we arrange a night out, we can all get money for table, hotel, transport, quick time, innit?
Yeah.
We can focus. We can find money. So
And that's straight.
we still got it in us.
Yep.
We still got look anyway. We still got that graft in us.
Yeah,
we just ain't
100%.
got the same focus as
No,
before.
no,
That's
no.
all it is. We ain't changed.
I personally think our generation will be one of the last generation to have that connection still. I think like your kids' generation, I think they're not going to have that connection.
Too late already.
Yeah, it's because we kind of know our parents know each other.
I think
so we had
that's-
that,
I
and
think-
the Caribbean Club played a part, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
100%.
Gathering, so you had all weddings, christening, funerals, it was
Everyone
all
was
through.
there.
Your
Yeah.
parents are going, so your ass is going. There's
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
there's no if, buts, or maybe. And then once you run other kids, you know what kids are like. Once around other kids, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
They're linking. They play. They're kicking. We remember we used to play football with bottle.
Ball.
Yeah.
Coke bottle, we kicking ball with. Every man's playing football, and then we just catching jokes. And then from there, you had the youth club. So we had all these things that actually connect.
I think the
us
problem is
from
kids
all
nowadays,
areas.
and we're bad for it ourselves. Yeah, as parents, we give kids options, and we never had options. Like
Society.
you'll go to your grandparents. We're going to grandparents on Sunday. You go to church on Sunday. You're doing this. You did it. Like you said to your kids, like, oh yeah, I'm going to see Nanny. Like, you want to come? Nah, man. I said,
Nah,
I play
I'm
PlayStation. You know what I mean, or whatever. Like, we
yeah,
give
it's
options.
true,
Like,
it's
like, why are we negotiating nowadays?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to see my dad,
Yeah.
your granddad,
Yeah.
you're actually becoming.
Yeah.
Like-
All my memories from young is just being in dad's car. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah, just
when
going
he
like-
go, I got to go there. innit? Even if you got to wait outside the car, yeah, you're there.
And you just pop around. And the thing is, like, I remember like on the weekend, sometimes you'd be vexed because you'd be in the car sometimes.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you get in the car, but you'd be going around. You'd see bare different people.
Yeah.
Man, just like man's got some man's doing the rounds. Like, I'm gonna go see so and so. I'm gonna go see so and so. I'll see so and so. And like, yeah, where's that all gone?
Yeah, that's
man?
true. I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Like you knew their life, and you knew your mum's friends, and your dad's friends. Reparations, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they never happened. They never happened, man. Charlie's not having it, man. We gotta wait till Willie. We gotta wait for. We gotta wait for.
I saw someone
Harry come in.
spoke about the reparation. He goes, okay, they're not going to give us reparation. So, okay, this is what they should do. We don't pay tax for the next 400 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
that
makes sense.
that
makes
sounds
absolute
fair.
sense.
That sounds
But tell me
fair.
something. How are they gonna charge mixed race people or people quarter black? Then they're gonna pay a little bit of tax.
Unlucky for being a mixed breed.
Unlucky.
But what are they gonna do?
That's unlucky.
You're gonna get into them conversations as unfair as they are. Yeah,
Listen,
you're
That's
gonna
not
get
my
into them
problem.
conversations.
That's not my
Listen.
problem.
It's very hard to police or to manage
Listen,
or to
I'm
distribute.
I'm black. I'm black, baby. I'm black, baby.
Because I'm only getting two. I've
Listen,
got a quarter white in me, so what do I get it?
Nah, man.
Listen,
Isaiah's got Ashwell's got
mixed race-
Chinese, man. He ain't
mixed
getting it.
mixed race people, mixed race people, it's got to put what they identify as. Simple
Yeah,
as
yeah,
that.
that's a good way to
Wow.
do it. Yeah, you
Hey,
got- yeah.
that's where we at
Yeah,
right
man.
now,
Yeah,
innit?
man.
So they're gonna put what they
To be
identify
fair,
as. What
yeah,
do you
I wanna see
identify
that on
as?
CVs
Pick
too.
a side.
Yeah.
Hey, that
pay
was on
tax.
Atlanta. Do you remember the episode of Atlanta? The guy who passed for white, yeah? He passes for white and he's with his white friends and he don't really tunnel when he's black. And then my man come in, don't he? What's his name?
No, who?
The guy who used to go on the internet and he used to talk about the value of a good man, like the valuable man.
Shit. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
He come in the episode now and
about
he's
the guy,
like,
didn't he?
yeah, he said like he's a rich kind of black man for Atlanta and he goes, I'm going to give everybody a scholarship who's black. And this boy identifies as white, so he's like, oh no, I got to be black. I'll go there, pretend like, and his white friends find out he's black and they leave him and then he don't get the money and whatever.
That show is absolutely amazing. And then he became like a shop assistant, store assistant, didn't he?
Yeah, and he's acting black with his hairlines and eyebrows.
Then
and
his
stuff.
blackness came out. I
Chatting
was
up to the
like,
girl.
yeah, that show is absolutely
But yeah,
amazing.
man,
Man. I'm so
no taxi, yes,
pissed
go
that
on.
stopped.
I think the tax is the best idea.
Yeah.
That was the best idea.
No
I heard.
tax.
And that's from
20% discount.
what's my
Ain't
name?
giving us shit.
Do you think we're catching up?
In what sense?
Never.
In the sense that
No.
that
Generational
tax thing,
wealth.
400 years would be because they had a head start. Yeah, that's the bigger picture. Like
Yeah,
we have
generational
400
wealth.
years where our families weren't building that.
Never.
So do you think we're catching up
No,
now because we've had
never.
a few generations now?
Never.
I think if we say we get past our generation and our kids excel because you're building a foundation for your kids. So if you left this for your kid, and if they then moved on and excel,
They'll still find a way to take it away from us.
I think we're catching up.
I don't know.
They will,
I think they
will.
if they keep on excelling, then we'll catch up. But
I think we're catching up.
we're not catching up. Not now. Not in this minute. We're not.
I think we'll take over.
Not
No
in this
way.
minute because they
won't allow that.
listen.
They ain't got a choice.
They have parents when their parents
It's been
when their parents
promised,
pass away.
They got a choice.
T was getting biblical.
choice.
Promised.
You guys,
They got a
listen.
choice.
that we ain't taking over, nah,
Bro,
bro.
we have a choice. And
Their
that's
parents
what,
is leaving them.
And that's what. Listen, that's why they put all these boundaries and certain things in order to suppress us, because they know what is going to happen.
but when
The government's still in charge, don't they? They ain't gonna never put a black man in charge.
the black man, you think politics is going to win? You see how the royal families mash up now? You watch. That's a start.
Are we catching up financially though, too?
no, we're not.
I know, like,
Way.
I roll with white people, black people, Asian people, and I don't never hear about any black people that I know where their parents are letting them take 2 years to travel the world. I know plenty of white people who do that.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, are we catching up financially?
No,
like
we're
that?
not. We're not.
Like where we're
No,
getting
no.
handed down properties from
No,
granddads and
that's
stuff.
what
saying.
I'm
We don't
saying.
have that.
I don't think we're catching
don't
up
have
just
that.
yet.
We're
No,
not.
I think we will catch up, and I think we'll take over. I really.
No,
do.
we're not.
I think we will.
Not in our lifetime. We ain't.
I think we'll catch
No
up.
way.
I don't know if we. I don't know.
I think we
I don't know
don't
if we
think
do it in
in
our
our kids'
lifetime. But
lifetime.
I
Yes,
think
I'm
we'll
saying
catch up.
we're
I
not
don't
going to
think
do it in our
our
lifetime,
kids-
listen,
and it
listen.
depends on our kids because we don't know what our
Are
kids
we,
going to be like.
are we better off now than we was 10 years ago as black people?
Yeah.
So we're catching up. Then
So are they.
So we're catching up.
They're not stopping, are they?
That's what I'm saying.
They-
That wasn't the idea. That wasn't the question, was it?
Yeah, but
Are
you're
we-
saying
are we
how can they take
overtaking?
over?
We're catching
I
up.
think
How can
We're
we
not
take
catching
over
up.
if they don't stop?
I
We're
think
not catching
but they
up.
will do, because I think we'll take over.
We're not catching
The
up.
problem is we need to get out of the mentality of what they've created us to be as human beings. Us to be, we're in the mentality of like we do stupid shit. We do stupid shit. I do stupid shit. I'll go like. You'll go and buy £120 pair of trainers, or you go and buy, or you'll eat, or yeah. I'm just it's an example.
Or a Tesla.
Or you go and buy a Tesla. or
I didn't want to say it.
do you know what I mean? Or do you know what I mean? Or you go out, yeah, and you buy bottles. Or you know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? You're going on holiday. You do whatever you're doing.
Spending
We're
a
not.
lot
We
of money on
do.
it.
What I'm saying is-
What we do as black people, we never had shit. So when we get money, we want to have shit.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying
And they've
is,
got us caught. We don't think about progressing like academically. We don't think about shit like that. We think about, cool, I want to have a nice car, I want to have a nice house, I want to have nice clothes. These people are thinking about, how can I build businesses? How can I do this? How can I do that?
what I'm saying is, you're saying we can take over.
We're not.
Yeah, I think we can.
Let's
No,
go
no,
back. Let's
lifetime.
go back to the start. What we said about the generation, our generation. That's how we
Our
think.
generation.
We think the generation below us, they're not going to think like that. There's no way in hell. I know for a fact my son will think about, well, I need to put money aside so I can build up for my future and my kids' future. They're not thinking about that.
No.
That's your child. My children don't think like that. My boy telling me he's gonna be a millionaire before he's 21. That's the mentality my child. That's the mentality my children have got. My boy saying to me, he said I'll be a millionaire before I'm 21. My kids, my boy's
to have
13
dreams.
and he's cutting hair now, bruv, in the bar, charging about £5 a trim. He's
Now, I'm
between
glad you
Jason
said
and
that, because I was about to say to you,
Bro,
yeah,
my kids' the mentality is totally different. Like they've sinned, and conversations I sit around my dinner table, bro. I don't want my kids to just
But
be
that's just one
doing what I'm
household,
doing.
T-Roy.
No,
That's
but
not
what's
every household?
I'm not saying it's every household. What I'm saying is
How can we take over if only one?
because we
household
have to
is
educate our
thinking
kids, and we have to educate our kids, and we have to show them that actually it's not about fucking being one of these rappers or being a YouTuber and things like. Well, you supposed to make money, by the way. You make money, by the
Say
way.
YouTuber,
But
yeah.
what I'm saying is, we need to think, because all they think about is like kids. Like, kids talk about, they're sitting there and they're like, "Wow, I'm gonna buy a Ferrari in a mold. I'm gonna buy this." Their mentality is, but actually, how are you gonna get that? They think they're gonna get that, but they don't think about how they're gonna work to get that. And I just think if everyone had that mentality of forget flossing, let's get our heads in the book, or let's think about ideas and ways that we can make money, the way that we can flip money, we can take over.
I don't think we can catch up
Why?
in our lifetime.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why can't we do it?
Because they have generational wealth. It's as plain and simple as that. There's no other way about it. It's plain and simple as that. We don't. Our parents is not leaving us anything.
Yeah, I hear that.
I would, in my head, I'm thinking, all right, that if I'm getting something given down to me, I know I can pass that
Yeah.
on, and I can also give what I leave. So yeah, my
Our kids
kids,
have to wait
might
for
have
us.
a chance.
let me put that into context though. Yeah,
our kids have to wait for
T-Roy
us.
said this, and Ashwell said the same thing. We all know people who are not black who have inherited things from
Hell
people
yeah.
that died and got property. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what did they do? They put it into property too.
Yeah.
But now this is what T-Roy is saying. Yeah, if we are lucky enough to inherit things, we also know black people that got things from grandparents and just bought Kia.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they never had nothing. So the mentality and the education wasn't there.
Different.
So they got a head start financially and like in terms of mindset as well. Some of us have, like but not enough of us.
But then also,
But
also, with your generational wealth, it's cool. But wealth doesn't last forever unless you're flipping that wealth. And the difference is the generations now are the same. Like back in the day, the generations were different. Like the white kids in school are like our black kids. They want to be like our black kids. They're not like when you go to school now. Like you got odd few kids who are just bare rich. But most other kids, you look at schools now and the education providers now, place where you go, most people are in the same bracket now. They're in the same bracket of skin colour.
What you're really saying is we're as good as the poor white people. No. Yes, you are.
No.
He is. Because he's going, when you see them white kids, you're talking about poor white kids.
No.
You ain't talking about no wealthy white kids in their private school. They don't want to be like us. Their kids don't want to be like no black people. You crazy.
That is true.
No. But
That's why their kids go to different schools.
But we're not.
That's why they go to different schools.
We're not in that circle.
The education is.
We're not in that circle.
This is what I'm saying to you.
No.
This is what I'm saying to you.
We're talking about general society. General society, yeah, as people are not all rich, multimillionaire white people who are corporate companies. It's the odd few who are multimillionaires and billionaires. Do you know what I mean? Like you gotta like every Tom, Dick, and Harry is like every white person is a millionaire and handing shit down. That's not the way it works.
I bet if you get 100,
No.
I bet if you get 100 white person you know and 100 black person you know, I bet there's about 50 or 60 of them white persons got inheritance coming their way, and I bet there's probably about 10 black people that got inheritance coming their way.
That's probably a high number.
But that's what I'm saying. That number is higher than 10.
It's probably a high number.
But that's a lot.
There's probably a high number.
But that's what I'm saying to you.
But the difference is like, I think our parents back then and the generations back then, I think it's only now started to get to that point where people had houses and handing stuff down.
And this is what I'm saying to you.
And also the difference is as well is things were handed down. Like my grandparents and that had houses, and your grandparents had houses and shit like that. But the problem is the mentality of the people back then, like your uncles and aunties. They wanted to sell that shit. They didn't want to flip that shit. They just wanted their inheritance, their little piece of money, and they got a little 20-30 grand, and boom, they just wasted that, and they wasted that shit. Do you know what I mean? And that's the difference. And that's the difference.
My theory is the same thing. Yeah. So like, you guys, we bust our ass, yeah. So we all own a property each, and imagine when our kids grow up, and then we get to the stage where we're old now, we pass that on to them. How do we know they're not doing the same thing? Like that's the.
I said you got to educate them.
Yeah, you can educate them, but the kids. Once they get old and they're out there and they see stuff
they're
that
seeing other people.
It's all about how their mentality is moving forward, isn't it? Like you can teach your kids all you want.
So why didn't you do that then? Why did you go and get a house then? Why we got houses then? Why did we go and have the same mentality as them then?
Yeah, but then we have people that we grew up with that gone the other
and they've got you. And they got you. And they got you. And they got me.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's going to be a divide, so we can't say all of our kids that.
I'm not saying all.
You know what I mean? That we're going to be. I'm not saying
all.
We're going to have kids going to be like. Listen, you're probably going to have maybe. Say you have two of your kids that are going to think the same positive way.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
3 of them other kids or 2 of them other kids going to be like, nah, I want my cut, bruv.
That's in any race. Though.
To win, all we need is more. You need more than less.
If your kids don't have that mentality and your kids fail, look at yourself. Take responsibility.
You can teach your kid all you want.
No, man.
You can teach your kid all you want. Like you can educate
that's
your
a good
kid.
question though. Is it your fault if your kid doesn't continue on and progress? Is it your fault as a parent?
Depending.
I think so.
Depending.
I think
Depending.
It's hard.
I think so.
It depends because you can raise your kid
What the hell does it depend on?
the way you feel like you give them the knowledge to progress in the world.
I don't know.
And then they go out in the world and then they just do their own shit.
I agree with T-Roy. I think I wouldn't use the word fault though. I think it's like the parents. You literally raise a kid like yourself, and not everyone can raise a kid in a perfect situation because the world's set up to not really let you do that anyway. But I think equally when your child's super successful, that's because of the way you raised them, isn't it?
I think so.
So
I'm going by me as being a parent.
But I'm just saying, you can raise 2 child the same way and they both don't turn out the same way.
Yeah,
there's other factors.
But that's what I'm saying. These are all factors that play a part. But then you can't say. So then is that the parents' fault that both child got the same raise, was raised the same way, but one went this way and the other one went the other way? Is that the parents' fault then?
No,
when you start seeing one go one way, you got to do something.
Yeah, you got to do something. And also, there's factors. But there's factors in it. it's hard, isn't it? It's hard because I just think like.
I think you got a
So,
massive say.
but what are we saying?
But I just
though?
think
So-
I just
so
think
we
you
so we
can't
saying-
solely put that on a
I
parent.
don't
I'm
think-
sorry,
I
you
don't
can't.
think you can either.
I don't solely
I
think you
think
put
I
that on a
think
parent.
I don't know. I think it's your fault.
Nah,
Me
I'm
as a
not
parent.
doing that.
So if we done a scale, yeah, we're kind of saying black or white in me. But
50-50 here.
if you're 50-50,
We're 50. You're saying the other way.
we're saying
the other
100,
way.
you're saying 0. You know, we're saying 100% accountable, you're saying 0.
We're
Maybe it's
saying-
it's
yeah.
like
I'm not
70.
saying
I'm not
50-50. We're saying
zero-
50-50.
I'm not saying
We're saying
0%.
If there's a
no,
percent, what you saying? Like, how much percentage are a parent responsible for the outcomes of their children?
50%.
yeah.
50?
Yeah.
Depending on this.
I say more than that.
Like-
Way more than 50. Way
You got two
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah,
You got two parents that have two different minds.
yeah.
If it's two of you bringing up your kids,
Yeah.
then it's 100%. But you've got another parent that's got a completely different
Yeah,
mind.
that,
to you,
that,
completely
yeah.
different way
I think
of
that's
disciplining your
different.
kid,
I think that's different.
completely different way of talking to your child.
I think that's different. I'm talking
Completely
about
different
both
relationship
parents
with your
together.
child.
Because
You can't.
yeah,
you
I think
can't
that's
say
different.
that.
I think that's different. I think if you
Still
yeah.
not 50-50 though, Leroy, because the mum is going to have more impact than you. So surely it's like 70-30 then. Well, would you say you've got 50% influence on all your children?
No, I would like to think I had, but no.
So then it must be that the parents who are with the child
Yeah,
have
but
a
then
massive influence. But I think parents do need to take responsibility for when their children do good and bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, because what happens if you don't is you do have parents who go, nothing I could do about that, boy. Do you know what I mean? What can I do? They're just out there. And then they ain't helping nobody.
No, not at all. I think yeah.
No parents ever go, boy, my son, man, he's a millionaire. What can I do? It's not my fault. Yeah, we don't, do we? So we know we have impact on that shit.
You worked hard, and you know you worked hard.
Yeah.
You don't want to say, oh yeah.
You don't give them a leg up.
You could just pass through on my name.
I would love for that.
Nah, you
I would
want
love
just
for my
pass through
daughter
on
and
my
my son
name
to be
and
able
not
to
have
just
work.
live.
Because you like.
Because I wanted that.
Because some kids don't want to do that. Some kids don't want to go on there. Like you got like what's his name, Denzel Washington's son, where he changed his last name. He took his mom's last name so that he didn't want to get no
Soon
roles.
change it back when he didn't make no success, though, didn't he?
But he made success. He made films. He was in Ballers. That's
He's in
like
Ballers. What's his name on the credits? Ashwa?
Washington.
Washington. He changed his name.
Says his name.
Didn't make success when he was trying to do it on his own.
Yeah, but then he was in Ballers before the success. He said even interview when he goes and have interview, he doesn't tell them
his
what his
name's
last
Washington
name is.
in Ballers, though.
But no, after he got the role, that's when he changed his name. But he got the roles
okay.
before
Right.
before he used Washington,
Let's
and
be
it's because
real,
his dad
because-
cussed him out.
Listen,
That's my daddy.
This is how people make money. This is how people have success. They
that's
build
true.
on other people. You can't just start from scratch every time.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You got to build on what someone else has done.
Yeah,
You got to take their knowledge. There's a head start in it. You don't start. You just don't do that, man. It don't work.
Yeah,
There's
the
other
idea is
ways
just
to be
set
hard on
yourself-
your child. There's
Just
other
set
ways to
yourself
challenge
goals,
them.
man. But don't just set yourself goals that's achievable goals, and then once you set one, you achieve one, then you set yourself another one. Don't settle for just one goal. Just keep on achieving till your time's up.
So nowadays, yeah, they've got financial success and you got like life success and relationships. Do you want your kids to grow up and get married, or do you want your kids to grow up and be single? Because the world's changed, man. Like most marriages don't work out.
Was the average in the UK is like 5 to 6 years or something like that, isn't it?
There you go. So would you
Yeah.
want your kids to grow up and walk your daughter down the aisle, for example, Leroy?
Why you ask me that question?
Got kids
It's
yet?
it's a easy one too. That one, isn't it?
I'd want them to be happy.
Look, cop out. We've got the stats. Marriages don't work. Most of them don't work.
You're right.
Do you want your kids to get married and be?
I think why marriage don't work is like people go into marriage with some people.
different-
Some people
yeah,
go into marriage
different
because obviously
ideas.
you guys are married with different ideas of what marriage is. They want that day, but don't want that commitment. Like you're
Longevity.
deaf do us part.
Yeah, people
like,
don't follow the vows, do they?
nah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. People want to get
It's a trend.
married.
It's a
Tell me
trend.
some statistics
It's-
about
it
marriage
is.
in the UK.
It's a trend. It's a trend, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So,
They want the big occasion.
Yeah.
but
They want the spotlight. They want
Yeah.
the party. They don't want the
the grafting that comes with it.
comes with it.
Like your
It's
parents.
Your parents don't divorce. Like
Nah,
your grandparents
they,
never
they,
divorced.
they work
like,
through thick and thin, man. Do you know what I mean?
my grandparents, they were married for 30 something years. They didn't divorce at all.
Yeah.
They asked get married. One was living in Jamaica, one was living here. They didn't get divorced.
So they can't have been happy then.
What?
Would you want that for your child?
I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't want that I don't have a kid, but personally, I wouldn't want that for a child. No. But that was the old generation. They don't divorce. They believe in that death do you part situation. Like they're not divorcing. Like once they marry yours, you're stuck with them. You're stuck together. You're together till one of you pass away. Yeah. And even then, they still don't find another person, do they? They'll have like
my granddad when I was split up, my granddad never remarried after that.
That's what I'm saying. They don't remarry. They just stay married. They got the same last name and they stay that way till they die. Till they die. Yes. They just hold on to that name.
If I marry a girl, man, we get divorced. Take away my name, bitch. You hold on my name.
You can't make her do that.
That's the problem. You can't make them do that.
Sorry.
You can't make them do it to you.
You ain't gonna try and demo some girl, you know.
Listen, trust me.
Take my name away, bro.
Trust me.
All right. 2020, yeah?
2020, let's go back.
This is the most recent stats. The marriages, 219,000. Divorces, 103,000. So that's nearly 50%. That's like 40%. So the stats are me and you, Leo, one of us going to get divorced pretty much.
I've done it already, bruv.
Oh shit! Yeah, so there you go. There you go. So the stats don't lie.
Oh shit!
I don't know if I want my kids to go through that.
It's what it is, man. I like to want my daughter done it older. I can't lie. But whether it happens and it does, if it don't, it's one of them. But
it's too much for these kids to get into now. Like your grandparents stayed together because they were just that's it. Yeah. They didn't have no Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And,
Now it's
comparing you to every other man.
Now trading the boyfriend, trading the girl. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones. Isn't it? There's so much options and people just
social media is a motherfucker. Yeah. To be fair. And people
fall out over the smallest things. Even like you think about the relationship with your girl, you can have something could happen, and you might even split up or get back together or whatever. But you strive to make it work, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't just give up
that would be the idea.
Younger generation now, like nah, and it's over. Yeah. And then the next minute, next couple of days, they've got a new partner.
Yeah, I don't get. I can't just jump into something like that.
Jump in like that. And that's not. Yeah.
Because they know there's other options. It's like food, isn't it?
You
know what I mean? Like
you
it's like food. Listen, I'll tell you,
like go to the Chinese,
you can eat.
When you was poor, when you was younger, you drop a little piece of bread on the floor,
you picking it back
dust
up.
it off and eat it. Yeah. But when you know you got fridge full of food and you dash it in the bin, it's the same thing.
And make another one.
Yeah. You got a whole loaf of bread. Yeah, shit, that's the crust.
Yeah. That's a shame, man.
People are fussy now. People leave the crust now.
People cut off the ends now.
The worst thing is, you had to eat it, but it has the thickest pieces of it.
Yeah.
Always tastes different, but you edited it.
I still put my bread in the freezer, mate.
You know you have to draw for that saliva, bro,
same
just to
way.
chew that damn bread in that dry ass bread, bro.
Well, I still go to the discount arm, man. If you go out, I was in
bread,
their
that's in the freezer.
The moldy bread, you
right.
have to pick out the mold. Ugh. Yeah, so that's us for this week. Where the keys at, boys? It's been a while, but we're back now. Yeah. Peace. So peace for myself, Ashwell.
Your boy.
Everybody saying peace. Peace out.
Peace out.